Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with Mystic Gen Mara, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho, and tonight I would like to offer the intuitive reading for the elemental energy of air for October of 2023. I read intuitively, and so as I'm going through the I-ching and the cards, I will read the messages on the cards and the text from the I-ching, and then whatever my guides bring through, we will say out loud. There are approximately 5 weeks in October, so when I get to the tarot, I will be reading for 5 weeks. But as I started in last quarter, I'll continue in this quarter. First, we'll start with an I-ching hexagram. And I already cast the hexagrams ahead of time, just so that it's not doing that on screen, because that takes forever. But we'll get started with that. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. If you like this type of content, hit the like button and drop any comments, suggestions, or even constructive criticism. I'm always looking to improve. As long as we're respectful, that's the one thing I'm looking for. So we'll start with the air hexagram, which is this one. Hopefully that comes through for you. It's number 13. Lovers, beloved friends, like-minded persons, and universal brotherhood. And the text is, lovers or friends in the open, success. It's advantageous to cross the great river or sea. The superior man will benefit if he does not slacken his righteous persistence. So you've got really good energy coming forward right off the bat here. And it's saying that you're going to, in a group situation, blossom. Whether you're normally the person hiding in the corner just observing, or if you are the life of the party, the light's really shining on you this month with this hexagram 13. And it's saying that you will benefit if you do not slacken from the righteous persistence. They use the word he, superior man. It can be for man or woman. So insert where you fit in that. And it's saying that does not slacken his righteous persistence. So being the life of the party, being really social in October is not going to stop you from achieving the goals. It's not going to slow you down on your path moving forward. It's really saying that this is your time to shine in the social environment primarily, but also it's going to benefit your other endeavors, whether those are personal, financial, or artistic. So we start with the bottom because that's your foundation, best place to start. And your first line is, the beloved is at the gate, no harm. This is really just saying this is the time to open the door to people. And it could be, they're showing me it could be a new relationship, it could be a new friendship, but there's something coming to you, and it's something that you really have truly wanted. And it sounds like it's a person more so than anything else. So our second line, which is this one broken one right there, says, his beloved, or her beloved, betrothed is of the same clan as themselves. Trouble. So you may not want to pick someone who is completely identical in your thought patterns to you. When they talk about tribes, it was like you don't want to pick someone from your own village. You'd go to a neighboring village to find a partner. But with this, what they're showing me is it also means you don't want to pick someone who has, like, down the line perfectly matched what you do. If you like to read Stephen King and they like to read Stephen King, you like to stay up late and watch horror films and they like to stay up late, or you have the same, everything is identical in what you like, what they like, there's going to be a problem there because someone's being dishonest is what they're showing me. And it's because no one is that perfect of a match. Your match is going to be a little bit different. They're going to complement you, but not be your theoretical twin. So, something to think about. For the third place, we're up. Whoops, there we go. There's this third little firm line. It says, concealing his weapons in the bushes, he climbs the high hill. For 3 years, he enjoys no happiness. So, this is where you you hide the defensive part of yourself, the part that you need basically to survive. And when you do that, it brings in a period of unhappiness. It brings in a period where everything's just not quite right. It's because you're letting other people walk over the top of you. And it's basically saying you're climbing this high hill, so you have this great struggle, but instead of taking care of self-care, defense, taking care of your, your needs, and you just keep giving to other people, and you're kind of shying away, like, oh, I don't want to get involved. That's where your unhappiness comes in. And they're saying that this is a heads up, not so much a bad thing, but it's a heads up. You don't have to drop all of your defenses because, oh, look, new person. They're saying keep your guard up, open the door, don't keep them out, but don't just fall for all the tricks. So, where are we at here? We're at number 4th line, right? This one right here. And we have, he climbs the battlement wall, for he is unable to attack good fortune. So, basically, the enemy thinks that they can hide. Like, see, we have this beautiful wall, and it's all these beautiful things. And it's not just enemy as in that person over there hates me. It could be that person who's trying to get in. They put up these battlements, which are everything that makes them look perfect in your eyes. And what they're saying is, when you finally get through all of that, you'll start to see what's really going on, and it's not always what they're portraying. That's where that little warning comes in, as you don't want to pick someone who's perfectly identical. You want someone who complements you, not your proverbial twin. So for the 5th line, right there, the lovers begin by weeping and wailing, but they finish laughing, for the crowd succeeds in bringing them together. So this is one of those ones, and I normally will advise against this, but with what we've got going on here, if you're picking the person and there's something that's just like too perfect, and then you start to dig through and you're like, wait a minute, that's where the lovers begin by weeping and wailing, but they finish by laughing. So it could be that you might be pushed into a situation. It could be something that's pushed upon you where you're like, heck no, I am not interested. Don't put, no, absolutely not. Not happening. Don't do this to me. But when you actually get to know the person, that's when you get that laughing. That's when you start to realize that you actually are compatible. And it says the crowd succeeds in bringing them together. This is the one time, as I said earlier, where having someone introduce you to someone might not be a bad idea. Doesn't mean you have to fall for them right off the bat, but it's saying that there could be, it might be some resistance on your part, but it could actually turn out to be the right match for you. And our capstone here, her beloved is in a distant frontier region, no regrets. They're saying that this could equal out that there's some changes in location, could be job, it could be travel, but it's really saying if things have to change drastically for that new relationship partner to come in, it's going to actually work out for you. Again, these are general readings, so take what works, leave the rest. But it's really talking about other people introducing you is not a bad thing, and there could be some change in scenery going on as well, but that change of scenery is going to lead into that higher beneficial frequency. So let me get my deck of cards all set around here. I read for the first part of the week, or not the first part of the week. I read a guide or guardian, a message from source, and a lesson or challenge from the tarot. And the guide or guardian is how it comes forward for you. And if you're interested in any of the decks that I'm using, you can find those in the description below. And I also have the book of the I-ching that I use. And there's also a kit that has the reads with it, so you can cast if you're interested in that. And we'll get started here. And like I said, if these messages resonate, then take what works, but leave the rest. And there are approximately 5 weeks in October, so we'll do 5 weeks worth of readings. And to start with, for Air of October 2023, we have Archangel Metatron and Clear Quartz. There's some power coming forward. And I have to do this so I can see, sorry. My backlighting is terrible. I embrace the opportunity to explore healthy relationships and personal power. This supports my spiritual journey to fulfill my destiny for the benefit of all beings. I choose to express my power in a way that is respectful, merciful, and kind towards myself and others. I utilize my growing powers to awaken my boldness and confidence. I recognize the inevitability of my divine fulfillment. So this actually is backing up what the I-ching said. because there's opportunities to explore healthy relationships. And even though there's some hiccups with what the I-ching was talking about, and it could be the relationship you're in may take a deeper route. So it doesn't mean it always has to be a new one. If you're already in a relationship, it could be a deepening of that relationship. But having Archangel Metatron coming in this first week is saying what you've got going on is being guided by extremely high energies. It's part of the ascension plan for you, because Metatron works with our ascension, our spiritual growth and expansion. And so the relationship they're saying is definitely something that is going to be built on a spiritual principle. And working with Metatron and clear quartz is a way to get some clarity, find out how you can work with that energy, and kind of deepen it. So October looks like it's definitely going to be an interesting month for relationships for air. So, at least so far. Your message from Spirit is fall into my arms, surrender, hold the opposites and extremes of life. They're saying that this is definitely a time for going with the flow, and the whole trust fall thing. So it's not a time to struggle, to force, it will be this way. How about, for this first week anyway, just let things go with the flow. See where it ends up. And they're saying that extremes of life and like the opposites. So you being air, your opposite is earth. So it could be that this other person is an earth energy, very grounded, very dense, stable, but very dependable. And that could be exactly what you need, even if it's something that right now you're thinking, that doesn't work for me. But it might. The union of opposites is a genuine theory, and this card is saying trust the universe to guide what you're working on. You know, that whole trust fall, close your eyes and jump, or close your eyes and fall back. That's the message that's coming forward. Is there's some things going on this week that's definitely just allow the flow to happen. So your message or your lesson or challenge from the tarot is number 5, unity with Archangel Sandalphon. You have both of the new angels and very powerful angels coming in this first week. Traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations, seeking out mentors and like-minded friends. You have Metatron saying it's time to work on the relationship, deepen the relationship, be open to spiritual aspects of the relationship. You have the fall into my arms saying trust the process. There's maybe a little bit of opposition, but it's not negative opposition coming forward. But you have Sandalphon, who is basically Metatron's brother, is coming in saying this is a foundational energy that's coming forward, and maybe re-examining some of the foundational structures, not to tear it down, but to reinforce. And so that's what we're working on, because you have the unity is talking about that union. And that's what the message from Spirit was saying, is there's this union of opposites that's coming forward. So it's definitely a good time to look at, deepen, and work with Metatron to find out the spiritual path with the relationship. And it could be a friendship, because I-ching definitely brought up friendship, but there's also this lover aspect to it. So both can be true. You have, for the second week, Angel Raziel and Pierta Stone, which is Storm Wisdom. I'm not sure why I have the case of those tonight, but we'll figure this out. I am one with the storm of creative divine chaos that precedes the birth of a new year, a new reality as well. I am cleansed and cleared of what I have been. I open with a wild heart to what must be for the soul to thrive and love to grow. With faith in spirit and my soul, I willingly enter into the process of transformation. Goodness and healing shall come from what is happening in my life, and I trust the divine beauty destined for me. Even though there's chaos going on, could be a little bit of chaos outside of the relationship, it could be chaos within your own life. This card is saying when you meet the storm, and I have a hurricane is the quiet part, where it's almost eerie, because you have all this total chaos, and then you're in the eye where it's just silent. You can see the chaos, but it's almost like a shock feeling, because you can see it, but you're consciously not hearing it. So let the storm rage outside. As long as you stay here, stay calm, stay in this moment. And you've got you have Angel Raziel and Pierta Stone, which is an actual stone, to work with in the second week, they're coming in to say, we'll help you in this chaos. We'll guide you. The first week you had Metatron and Sandalphon saying, do some examining, get a good balance, find a good foundation. In the second week, once you've got the foundation, it doesn't really matter the chaos that goes on around you. You're secure where you're at, and that's the message that the guide and guardian are bringing forward. So let's see what the message from Source is. And we have water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. When the world's falling apart and there's chaos everywhere, you can either fight the storm or you can go into stillness. The message from Source is saying, water your garden. Find that still point. Take the break. Take a nap. Examine the diet. Maybe something can be reduced or readjusted. Or do some self-care. Go get a pedicure, mani-pedi, whatever, and take a bath. Just do something that relaxes you and feeds your soul in this second week. The message from Source is, it doesn't really matter what else is going on. Relationships, good, bad, indifferent, lovers, friendships, co-workers, that's fine and dandy. You're in the middle of the storm. You're standing in the quiet part. But if you're not taking care of yourself, the storm will beat you down. And this second week, it's really talking about take the time to work on healing. Take the time to work on some self-care. Do something that you normally, it's a little spoil. Okay, then do it the second week. Spoil yourself. But it's in a way of relaxation and recharging, not like go get a triple venti, however much caffeine and sugar in a coffee you can stick, because that's going to amp you up. That's not going to be relaxing. So definitely work on something that feeds you and relaxes and kind of soothes the soul. Your lesson or challenge is the Six of Water. Memories from your history or childhood, issues regarding children, and romanticizing the past. This week might drag up some things that have been occurring. Things that could be relationship issues, it could be past coworkers that are popping back up. It's time to re-examine. You're in the eye of the storm. You're quiet. You can see it all going on around you. You can examine it, which is what air likes to do. They're very intellectual when they are on that side of things. And this is a time, the Six of Water, saying, be aware of what's going on, but don't get involved. Examine it. Maybe readjust how these people fit into your life. It doesn't mean kicking somebody out or being rude to them, but slowly distancing if they're not feeding you correctly. But it's also talking about your past, your memories. Could be this life's memories, could be past memories that are coming forward. And as you're going through this time of quietness and healing, there might be some things that come up from the past that need to be forgiven, that need to be released, let go, because you've been carrying a burden that's no longer yours to carry. It's just a dead weight at this point. So something to think about for that second week. Our third week of October is the Archangel Melchizedek, also one of the immortals from back in the day, and Selenite, Divine Perfection. I don't think I've actually looked at this card. Cool. Sorry. It says, I bow to the higher will unfolding in all things at all times. I feel peace growing in my heart and my mind. I move closer to the divine heart of the universe, where there is only love and grace, encouragement and respect. There are so many healing blessings for me now. I let go of what has been with serenity, and I unconditionally trust in the goodness of what is unfolding. They're saying that everything that's happening is happening in divine timing. It's this thing of, you may not, as the I-ching said, it might be the opposite. Like, I don't want that, because someone else is introducing you and you're like, why are they introducing me to this person? Or it could be a situation that you're in where you're just like, you're not uncomfortable, but you normally wouldn't be there. They're saying that this is a time to open up. Don't drop your guard completely. That's just never a good decision. But definitely open up to the newness of it. What's going on that's a little bit different? What's going on that's a little bit unique? But you're working with Archangel Melchizedek and Selenite. So what's happening may not be your normal, but it's not bad either. So it's something a little bit different, something to open up to and experience is what they're saying. Let's see what Source has to say with our Oracle deck here. And we have Weight of the World. Boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. So this new experience, this new situation you may find yourself in this third week, it's a reminder of what's going on in the second week. The second week you started with the lesson or challenge to learn how to let go. Something from the past life, past this life, is not being good. That's a memory that you're carrying on. You started to understand it in the second week. This third week, it's really saying, now's the time. You're in a really good place. You have new stuff coming in, but you got to make room for the new stuff that's good coming in. And that's where releasing that past. So you're still in that dynamic process of there's something that needs to be processed, and the second week or this third week is saying, let it go. You figured it out in the second week, whatever it was, and in this third week they're saying, now's the time. Write the letter and burn it. Offer forgiveness, whether you were the wrong one or they were, doesn't matter. Offer the forgiveness spiritually and let it go. Let it go. Don't worry about it anymore. It's no longer yours to carry. So let's see what the lesson or challenge is for this third week. But you can ask Archangel Melchizedek to help you understand the lesson that was there and help you release and send healing forgiveness to the other person and healing energy, so that when you cut that energy off, it's not a shock, it's more of just a gentle release, which is preferable. Your lesson or challenge is the 6 of Fire. Victory, good news is on the way, public recognition or rewards. If you're not willing to do the work of clearing out the past, making room for new stuff, the 6 of Swords basically is saying you can't get to that point as easily. If you can release and make space, then the rewards, all of the accolades, could be public, could be private, doesn't matter. But when you release the past, you make space for the future and the now. The 6 of Fire is a pretty good card in that respect because it's saying things are going the right way. Are you willing to accept the blessings? Are you giving in to self-doubt of, well, I don't know if this is really the right thing. Am I doing the right thing? You know, all those wonderful questions that little voice in the back of your head does. The 6 of Fire is saying, put that aside. You're in the flow of time. You're in the flow of space. These are things that you've been working on. And the universe is really saying, make the space because the blessings are pouring in and they've got to go somewhere. So it's definitely the time, your time to shine is what they're saying for this this month of October specifically. But this third week, it's basically you're clearing it out because the stuff's coming in and it's got to have space. So your fourth week is the Archangel Gabriel and Turquoise. And I think this is where we're going to start getting into more of what's coming in. And it says, safe to be seen. There we go. I trust in the divine timing and loving wisdom and that guides me and to shine my light for the spiritual benefit of all beings, including myself. The light within is one with the great universal source of light, love, and wisdom. Its strength, protection, truth, and grace can be trusted to provide all that is needed for me to step forward and manifest my sacred purpose. I release the past and step into the higher reality now that is available to me. I shine my light, bright and true. Turquoise is a very peaceful healing stone. It helps find balance. You have Archangel Gabriel, Angel of Water, but also Angel of Emotions and emotional healing. There's also some communication that goes with that, because you can't really heal emotionally unless you communicate what's going on. And so this fourth week, everything that's going on in the second and third week, kind of clearing stuff out, this is the healing time. This is the time for that soothing balm to be applied. The healing can be rough, don't get me wrong, especially emotional healing, but in this fourth week, you're releasing the past, you're bringing in the positive energy. Archangel Gabriel's there to help you process, help make that transition smooth, so you can call on her in this fourth week to kind of help things settle down after any healing work, really. Your message from Source is the golden children, your inner child, tenderness, innocence, and rare gifts. When you clear space, especially the negative energy from the past, you open the door to your inner child. Your inner child is the purest form of who you were before you were jaded, before the world got in the way, before all your filters got put on because, you can't see things because of whatever. When you process healing, you start to access the inner child. You start to access that purest form of who you are. And that's what's coming through for Source is this is the time after you do the healing work, kind of clearing things out for gentle tenderness. It could be a tender moment with your partner. It could be a new relationship where there's these quiet little things that happen. I've got friends and each one of them has individual stuff where we just have these quiet moments. There's nothing going on. There's nothing intense. It's just a quiet little conversation, something small talk-ish but deeper. And that's what this is talking about is once you start clearing stuff out and finding that peace, that balance again, those moments, those tender moments, those quiet moments, those innocent humor moments are going to start becoming more of the normal than not. So again, we're still working with that pattern of a lot of positivity coming in. There was just that one little period where it's like, definitely want to work on clearing some stuff out because you've got a lot of good working towards you. Your lesson or challenge is the 6 of Earth. Gifts of money, time, or effort, new career opportunities, receiving a loan, or paying off debts. This is really saying during this 4th week, be conscious of finances. If there's a bill to pay, just pay it. Don't overspend. There's also could be a little bit of a windfall coming in, but it's definitely something that you want to preserve, not just blow on the newest thing. So with the healing, because sometimes you're an emotional eater. That's me. But you also have people who are emotional spenders. And what they're saying this week, you're going through a lot, you've went through a lot, but it's been working towards this great positive energy, but you don't want to go setting yourself up to have a hiccup later. So definitely watch the finances. Even though there's a windfall coming in this 4th week, you definitely want to just be aware that setting that aside for something even better down the road is what they're encouraging for this 4th week. So let's see what the last week of October for air is. If we can get the deck to talk to me. Oh, there we go. And we have the goddess Gaia, your opposite energy as far as the planet goes, because it's the queen of Earth, and Ocean Jasper with goodwill. There we go. I activate the spiritual power that benefits and protects all beings through mutual enhancement. The power of goodwill, generosity, and grace. I plug into the golden energy grids of grace that rise from the earth and provide all that is needed for every being to manifest its destiny. I put my faith in the potency of encouragement. I hold an empowered vision of myself and all beings. Which is kind of a good way to end your month, because this is saying that you're ready to move forward. Staying anchored and staying grounded in this now moment. Storm can be going on around you, doesn't affect you because you're in the now. You're in the living part of life. You're not just going through life existing. This is really saying that once you find this new balance, this new energy, this new blessings that are coming in for you, this is when you really start tapping into that. And being generous with the gifts that come forward doesn't mean you have to hoard it, but share it. And that could be gifts of time, energy, art, however that's coming forward for you. And they're also saying that this is the time to really show gratitude for the people who've been around you. The I-ching was talking about this is a very social time for you. You're in the groups are supporting you, they're helping you out. This 5th week of October is saying, show the gratitude. As things have been going on through the month, show that gratitude in this last week, and just be open to the enjoyment, because showing gratitude is actually a lot of fun, especially when it's for people who've supported you and you're being genuine with your gratitude. It really resonates different than just saying a simple, well, thanks. When you're genuine with it, the energy exchange is very powerful. So, your message from Source is the karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, a little bit of conflict. So what's coming in, there could be some karma that you're clearing out by this. That's where that second and third week have a little bit of drama, so to speak. It's because there's some karmic lessons that are clearing up. They're saying that this last week is the time to look back and be like, that's why that happened 5, 10, 20 years ago. Or that's why I kept having those feelings. It was a past life karma that you're clearing up. But this fifth week is the realization period. You're showing that gratitude. You're being generous with your time and your energy. And when you're doing that, you're going to start seeing those little tick marks. Like check, 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 check. That's what was going on. And that's the energy that's coming forward with the messages. This is why you went through some of the stuff that you went through in life. This fifth week is the karmic realization, but also that means once you've realized it, it's stamped, ended, and that part of that chapter is closed. That book is put back on the shelf in the records, basically. But this fifth week is where that's coming in, and that's where that blessing from Gaia with the generosity and showing that grace and gratitude is coming in. Because when you are showing that, it's going to allow you to see that chapter that was closed as why you had to go through that, and this is the lesson you learned. So your lesson or challenge from the tarot is the Knight of your element, air. Intelligent, decisive, idealistic, and tireless. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to review your options and creative solutions. So no matter what's going on this next month, take it with a grain of salt, go with the flow. And the Knight of Air is all about movement. And it's usually pretty fast movement. I mean, the Knight in this one's riding a unicorn, so I mean, we're talking some serious speed here. So even though things might be moving quickly, the storm is swirling, so to speak, you're in that peaceful now moment. And this is what the Knight of Air is saying is, no matter what's going on, you have got to stay grounded. And in that grounding, you prosper, you bloom, you grow. So, hopefully these messages resonate for you guys. If you are new here, please just hit the subscribe button. If you like this type of content, hit the like button as well. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or even constructive criticism, go ahead and drop a comment below, as long as we're respectful. It's really all we can ask for in life we live. But Air, it looks like you have an amazing October coming forward. There's a lot of good things, possibly a new relationship or a deepening of a current relationship. And they said it could be a friend or a lover, who knows. But this month is really going to work with you. That second, third week, just be aware that there might be some karmic lessons that need to be cleared out, because you've got a lot of blessings coming in this month. So, I will talk to you guys in a future video, and have a great month of October. If I can find the right button.